Okay, this video is about Python Dictionary Basics. Okay, let's suppose I was going to write a program which I was going to keep track of all my friends and their ages. I might start out by storing my friends and their ages. I might start by storing them in a list. And right here I have a list, and here's my friend's name, Joe. He's 23. Roger is 25, and Sue is 18. And I know how to work with this. If I had this information stored, I could print all of my information. Right, I could print all of my friends here. Or if I really just wanted to know about Joe, I could print my information out as such by indexing into my list, right? Joe was 23. And we know how to do this kind of stuff. Now, if I wanted to print out all my friends and their birthdays, I could write a little loop that would go through by twos. Right? Go through, index through my list by twos, and print out each name and print out each associated birthday. And I might have to think about it a little bit, but we know we could muddle our way through this. But the thing to note here is that the data here that's in this particular list is actually pairs of data, right? I have names and I have ages. I have a name and an age, a name and an age. I have pairs of data. So if all I had was a list, that would be great, but there actually is a Python structure that is a little bit better for something like this. There's a Python structure that stores pairs of information, okay? And so rather than working with a list as I've done here, let's define a dictionary with the same information. A dictionary is enclosed in curly braces, and each item of a dictionary is are two associated values, okay, two associated entities. Here I have the name and the age, the name and the age, and the name and the age. And the association is noted by Python because I have the colon, okay? So I have three pairs, okay, in my dictionary. I have three elements in this dictionary as opposed to the list that I had before having 6 things in it. This dictionary has 3 things in it. And in dictionary lingo, the first item in the pair is called the key, and the second item is called the value. So I have 3 key value pairs in my dictionary. Okay. Now, how do I work with the dictionary once I have it defined? Well, let's see. Can I print my dictionary like I was able to print my list? Let's check it out. Yeah, I can. Okay, so I can print a dictionary. And now what if I wanted to print out Joe and his birthday, as I've been doing before with the list? Well, I might start by trying to do something like this, which I had done before, thinking that, well, this is something, and this is something else, and this is a first item, and this is index 0 maybe, this is index 1 maybe, thinking in a list manner. But let's see what happens when I try to do that. Okay, I get an error, and I get an error right on this line, of course, and it's telling me I get an error. It's called a key error. So there's an error with my key. Remember, a key is that first item in the pair. And there's a problem. The 0 is the problem, okay? That is because a dictionary is supposed to be being indexed by a number is indexed by a key. Okay, actually, this way. Let's simplify this for the moment. Okay, so friends, Joe. Okay, so if I print friends at Joe, I get Joe's age. Okay, so I'd be able to get the same kind of output that I had before. With a statement such as this. Okay, so the way that you index into and get information out of a dictionary is by using the key. That's why it's called a key, because a key is what you're using for lookup. So in this case, I can find out Joe's birthday by Joe's age. I'm sorry, by indexing Joe Roger's age by using this the Roger key as an index, and also the same kind of thing for Sue. So that's how you access information in a dictionary. Now, you probably noted from what I tried before that it's important that what I put in here as an index is a valid key for the particular dictionary, because if it's not, I'm going to get a key error. Okay, so we want to be sure that we can do something like that. If so, let's suppose we wanted to, let's make this program a little bit more sophisticated. Let's ask the user, who do you want to know? Enter a name. Let's just keep it short. Enter a name. Okay. And let's suppose once the user enters a name, what I want to do is print out their age. Okay. So that they entered Joe, I'm going to print out Joe is, and I'm going to use this indexing. We see Roger is 25, and that works, of course, the way we would expect it to work with the data that we have in here, because if we index with Roger, we're going to get 25. Let's suppose I typed in Juan. Well, I get an error because Juan is not a valid key for this particular dictionary. As I said, the key has to be valid. So what can I put in my program to make sure that I'm actually indexing with something valid? Okay, I know the user entered a name. I don't for sure know that the user gave me a valid name. So how can I make sure that that name actually is a key in that dictionary? Well, I can say if name in friends. Okay, that in operator works with dictionaries just as it did with a list or as it did with a string. But what it is looking for, what in my particular dictionary, is looking to see if this is a key in that particular dictionary. So if name is a key in friends, it will execute this statement. Sorry, otherwise it will execute a statement saying, yeah, sorry, no, can't help you out there. Okay, so we know how to index now. And we also know that the in operator will allow us to check if something is actually contained in the dictionary or not. Okay, so that's a little bit about accessing information in a dictionary. What if I wanted to add somebody else to my dictionary? Let's suppose I wanted to add a friend to my dictionary. Okay, well, let's see. Let's ask the user to enter the name, and let's ask the user to enter the age. Okay, so so the user has entered a name and I have an int, which is their age. What do I do with this? How do I get these two pieces of information in here so that the name is a key and the age is the value associated with it? Well, I just very simply say friends, and I specify the key that I want equals, and I specify the value associated with that. Okay, and now let's try this out, and let's actually print out our dictionary again. And now we can see how this works. Let's see, enter a name. Oh, this is my search. I'm sorry. Let's try Sue. Sue's 18. Enter a name to be added. Ethel. Enter an age. 56. Okay, now I see I have an additional entry in my dictionary, Ethel. Okay, so this is sort of like, if you want to think of it, it's sort of the equivalent of appending to a list, although because it's going to be, the new entry is going to be placed at the end of a list. So it's very simple to add an entry to a dictionary. You basically just specify the key you want and the value you want it to have, and it will be added. Okay. Now, what if we want to update an entry in the dictionary? In other words, what if Roger has had a birthday? Okay, well, this is kind of interesting because if I want to update an entry in dictionary, I actually use the same statement, the same type of statement that I would to add somebody to a dictionary. In other words, if I say friends, name equals age, okay, and this particular name is already in my dictionary, this name will be overwritten by this age. In other words, let's do something specific here. Roger equals 26. And let's print out our dictionary. Enter a name. This is my search again. Joe. Enter a name to be added. This is, okay, enter a name to be added, Ben, and enter the age 11. Okay, Ben's in there. And now, actually for my next print statement, I didn't prompt the user, but my next print statement here, here's where I added the guide to the dictionary. And now here when I said Roger equals 26, notice when I print out the dictionary again, Roger is 26. So the same statement, just the same statement, assigning a value to a keyed entry in the dictionary is also used for updates. So what's the rule here? How is this not confusing? Well, if you use a statement such as this, and the name and the key already exists in the dictionary, you're updating. If you use a statement like this and the key doesn't already exist in the dictionary, you're adding. Okay? So that's something to keep in mind when you use a statement like this, and depending on your program and what you're doing, you might want to check if a particular name is already in a dictionary. For example, here, let's actually type that out. Here, when I added a friend to my dictionary, okay, before I add the friend, I probably want to say, if name is not in friends, add them, right? Add this person. Otherwise, Otherwise, what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be updating, right? Name to be added. Let's see. Name to be added, Roger, 44. Sorry, he's already in the dictionary. And again, why did I want to check? Because I didn't want to overwrite. I didn't want to update. Okay. So that's how we add an entry and how we update and how we can use in just like we used not in. Now let's see, what else do we want to know how to do? Oh, how to search something in a dictionary. Well, I guess we already know how to search if somebody's in a dictionary now. We can search for a particular key in a dictionary by using in or not in. Lastly, how do we print out items in a dictionary that, how do we print out items in a dictionary such that it's not in this funky form, but it's actually one name and age per line. Okay, right now when I run this, I've added somebody to my initial dictionary, and when we print it, we see that. Okay, now let's suppose that we want to not print it in that form. Well, we can loop through a dictionary in a similar manner to the way we loop through a list. So if I say if I in friends, I is going to take on the value of each key in friends. For example, well, let's just run this. So let's see. Okay, when I printed out each I in this loop, it printed out all the keys in my list. Okay, so I will take on each particular key. I might have wanted to call this something a little bit different. I might have called it for each name because my name is a key, just to make my code more readable. But I mean, it doesn't matter what I call the variable, it just makes it more readable. Now, let's just verify that. Okay, so I'm just printing out all of the keys in my dictionary. Now, if I wanted to print out on each line the name followed by the age, how would I get the age? Well, if each name is a key, I can use that as an index into my dictionary. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now each time around this loop, I'm printing out the key and the value associated with that key. Okay. Let's see. This is a video about basics. What is one other basic we haven't talked about? We haven't talked about how to remove an item from how to delete an item from a dictionary. Well, that's pretty simple. We just want to say we can very easily say delete friends indexed by a particular key. Okay, and how about if I print out the dictionary after we run that command just to show that that works. Okay. Oops. Oh, silly me. This should have, I'm sorry, it should have been a parenthesis as a function. Sorry, so, oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm indexing. Okay, so let's see. So I'm saying delete friends at a particular index. Okay, so before the deletion, I have Joe, Roger, Sue, and Ed, and after the deletion of friends indexed by Roger, Roger is no longer in the dictionary. Okay, so now we've seen how to do what? We've seen how to create a dictionary, how to access elements in a dictionary by indexing, how to add something to a dictionary, how to update something that's an item that's already a pair that's already in the dictionary. We've seen how to search using in and not in, and we've seen how to print out items in a dictionary and delete a dictionary. So those are pretty much all the basics that you need. So if you go on from here to look at the next video about the email collection, that one will kind of show you how to maintain a dictionary of email addresses.